Blake's Buzz Live.
Buzz, buzz, babies.
Hey, happy Wednesday! Happy new comic book day! Happy, I don't know, random stuff to be happy about. That's a bummer. Hopefully we'll find new things to be happy about as the show goes on. I got several things in this foil to be happy about. It's hot dogs. Spoiler alert, it's hot dogs. You knew. I got that to look forward to. Also got some really amazing, fun, awesome, talented people to talk to. But first, a word from our sponsor, which is me. I'm the sponsor. These are campaigns that I am working on. Check it out. Will Allred's Crossover Division, the next chapter of the Kickstarter favorite, literary infused multiversal saga, is returning to Kickstarter. This time, Hank and Hector find themselves face to face with Sherlock Holmes, but I guarantee you this won't be your normal romp along Baker Street. No. Sign up for the pre-launch page right now. Get notified the moment we go live. Plus, if you do, check this out. You can get first crack at getting that Tula Lotte variant. Oh my goodness. Got a Tula Lotte variant in the house. Amazing. You can save a few bucks on the early bird special. Also, we'll be dropping some heat in on the pre-launch page shortly. Gonna reveal some covers and some other fun stuff. I heard might be giving away issue 1 for free. So sign up, keep track of that. Next up, we got Ruination number 12 and Tales of Ruination number 2. The end of the epic second arc is coming to a close, and Salderia will never be the same. You can check out the pre-launch page, sign up, and I know what you're thinking, like, whoa, dude, 12 issues? Like, that's a lot. I don't know. Okay, I hear you. And check this out. You go there, you can download the first issue absolutely free. Check it out, see if you're into it. If you are, you sign up for the pre-launch page, you party on with us when the campaign goes live. And there's going to be early bird specials, there's going to be bundle specials, there's a trade. So if you want to get caught up to those 12 issues, we are going to make it super easy. Click that link. Guess what? All the books we talk about tonight, there's links in the comments. You just go to the comments, you click the link, you go support indie comics. It's a super amazing deal that we got going on. Finally, Booked for Life. This one's a little different. It is not a comic book. It's actually a book teaching people how to be life coaches. Blake, what are you talking? None of us are life coaches. No shit. I'm not either. What it does though, Brian Cohen is a marketer and he is an author coach. So what's cool about this campaign is you can go and at the first tier for you sign up for the digital tier basically, and it gives you an add-on list of live seminars, live streams, other ebooks about marketing your book, marketing it on Amazon, stuff like that. Might be helpful to writers struggling with, what to do after the Kickstarter, what to do between campaigns. Some of you have graduated from Kickstarter to direct market, right? Or, graduated is maybe not the right term there, but, like some of you have moved from Kickstarter to the direct market, right? What do you do now? He can help you market your books. It is pretty neat. By the way, if anybody's running a campaign, hi, my name's Blake. I work with Laguna Studios. And if you have a passion project or a comic book and you aren't sure where to start with crowdfunding, Blake's Buzz and Laguna Studios are here to help. From crowdfunding campaign planning and page design to marketing, fulfillment strategy, full service campaign management, we got your back. Reach out. Let's build something together. Speaking of Laguna, got a hot campaign going from them. The X series, Enter the Laguniverse, season 97, part 2. I lied because we don't have a link for this one in the show notes because I added this late. Oops. But that's cool because we're still dropping stretch goals. We are unlocking jackets, unlocking merch. It's really cool. Very exciting stuff. You should check that out. If you follow me or Laguna, we've been posting links on Instagram. They're going real hard on Instagram, doing crazy stuff on Instagram. It's good times. All right, let's talk about comic books. Some of these people were here the other week because I don't know if anybody was paying attention. The other week we had the Civil Disobedience crew on, right? And we were talking about this anthology, and it had a ways to go in funding. And it did a leap. It did some leaps and bounds, and the Kickstarter community came together. And we're going to talk about that tonight. We're going to talk about campaign strategy. We're going to talk about how to weaponize social media in a sense, right? How to weaponize mailing lists, what to do in crunch times, right? Other than biting your fingernails, eating one too many hot dogs, and refreshing the screen, right? We'll see what other tricks some of these folks have up their sleeve. But let's get into position, because we really need 4 hands to do this, because there's a mixer over here, there's a mouse over here, I have to read. Yeah, reading's the hard part. That's where we I know it's a comic book show and it's about books, and I sort of work in publishing, but it's fine. It's fine. All right. Who's up? All right, let's go. Where are we at? All right. First up, let's see here. We're reusing the intros from the other week, everybody, by the way. So guests, please don't get mad at me. But it's the enthusiasm is still very, very real. All right. The first guest we're bringing out is part of the Milestone Initiative in 2022 and wrote Ancestral Recall over at Ahoy Comics. He was here the other week. He works in libraries and he's really, really cool. Let's bring him out. It's Jordan Clark. What's up, dude?
What's up? How's it going, man? I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I need like a fade out to that. I feel like people aren't buying that it's not a live audience.
Well, I think
I don't know what
maybe
I can do.
Get some like cutouts in the background,
That would be sick. That would be so like get like the Ninja Turtles and Batman, like the ones they have in the comic book shops. Yeah, that would.
I think that makes it more believable,
right? Yeah, that's we're building a community, one cardboard cutout at a time. How are things? How are you feeling after wrapping up a very big Kickstarter campaign?
Yeah, I mean it was kind of touch and go there for a while, and I think all of us were hopeful, and feeling like we were going to pull through. But I think that's the thing about Kickstarter sometimes is that you're kind of slowly watching the numbers either go up or not move at all. You're kind of like, oh, but I think it's a testament to everybody who put all the hard work into the book, and then the support that we got from the comics community, which we're definitely grateful for.
Yeah, it's I'm so stoked to talk about one of the big things, because you always hear about like that final 48 hours and how like magic can happen, right? And we really did. We watched magic happen, and there were some naysayers out there. There was some naysayers. There was we talked about him on there was a Reddit post about this, and people were like, I can't believe it. Anyway, it was and then I looked, and it was that same guy that we talked about last time that Tyler talked about. Anyway, we'll get to that. We'll get to that e-drama. Let's bring it out. Let's bring out. Let's see who. Oh wait, is that right? We've got another Milestone member. Oh my goodness. Let's go. Another member of the Milestone Initiative, as well as the writer of All the Devils Are Here, Crash and Troy, Mezzo, and the Twin Blades. Let's go, baby. It's Jared Luhide. Yeah, back again. What's up?
Yes, with a worse camera. We've devolved over here. I got fancy headphones though.
You've been hitting the gym. You're looking good these days, and they get you online in low res. I'm sorry, man, but I'm proud of you. You're looking good.
Oh man, I always talk about how it's like I don't even do it's like a nice side effect, right? I'm just like a crazy person, and this is sort of what I do need to do to function as like a human being. And that's really like ultimately what the goal is. And so, it's nice. It sucks the camera doesn't work, but it's not going to like send me into an anxiety spiral. So like I'm good,
I'm glad to have you back again, and I'm so happy for the whole crew. What you guys did on this campaign. Everybody campaigned really hard. I felt like for 3 weeks it was y'all were everywhere. You're on a lot of podcasts, and you had different creators going over here, different creators going over there, and just we're really, really smart about the social media, I feel like, and got the community together, which was awesome, and we'll get more into that as the show goes on. But yeah, I'm always stoked to have you on the show. I love you, and I'd always love to know like what you got going on, and it was cool because you're doing a lot of different things right now, and comics aren't necessarily your number one focus at the current point, and it's everybody gets real excited now when you come out with like PR for it's like, oh shit, what's Jared doing, and it was I don't know. It's not just me. It's not just me. Everybody, like a lot of people are like, "Oh shit, Jared's promoting something."
Yeah, and truthfully, I like that, right? Like not in just an ego way. That's definitely like a part of it. But coming back to do this in particular and the lead up to it, and when we finally got to talk about it, we finally got to talk about the teams that were involved with it. It was really cool, and everybody knew that it was going to be a big deal because everybody knows that like every time that I'm involved, and it's not a me talking about how great I am, even though I'm more than happy to do that. But it's like I feel like people know that I have a reputation of taking a big swing. If you put something in front of me, I'm gonna just go as hard as I possibly can. I'm gonna try and do it the best as I can to make it dope as hell. And that's all that I really want to do. And it happened that this one definitely lived up to the hype even before people got to read it, so that was very, very, very cool experience.
That's a good goal. People should just do that. Like whatever I'm doing next, it's just got to be dope as hell. Like that should be. I like that. Speaking of dope as hell, I got another real fun dude to bring out. This next guest, and I said this last time, so I'm going to say it again. This next guest / real good friend is an amazing designer and illustrator over at Oni, and he also worked on and drew some amazing comic books like the Not Forgotten Anthology and All the Devils Are Here with Jared Lujan that we just brought out. He also wrote Batman that one time. What? Is that Matt Harding? Whoa! What's up? I added the Batman part.
Yeah, I liked it. That was my favorite part.
Yeah, you got to add the fucking Batman part. Like, come on, man.
How you doing, buddy?
I'm good.
I got a question. Have you you've been drawing a lot of Star Fox diddles and doodles, doodles lately, and you're working on that zine. Have you got to play the new game?
I don't have a Switch 2.
Oh my god.
No, but I played the old one.
Well, that's a surprise, Matt. I want you to look under your seat right now. It's not that kind of show. It's not that kind of show.
Damn.
Yeah.
It's just a bottle of Pepsi.
It's a bottle of Pepsi.
I was going to say that should be the next Kickstarter. Is we're just trying to get Matt a Switch 2.
Yeah,
give Matt a Switch 2.
Yeah, we gotta do a GoFundMe or something.
I want it. I mean, I do want it.
I hear it's pretty fun. Well, all right. I had a whole bit worked out, but that's dead. No, I'm just kidding.
Now that I've crushed you, right?
I also want to say, Jared, it's good to see you.
It's good to see you.
Hey, you look good.
Thank you.
Look at you. You've been putting some effort in.
Yeah. So for everybody joining as this comes up, right? I've lost like 70, 80 pounds in the last year.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been a pretty wild experience. So I don't like I'm sort of like intentionally more difficult to get a hold of these days. Like I try not to be on my phone as much. I try not to be on my socials much. I check my email whenever I want, which I know has probably pissed off Tyler a couple times in the process of this of this anthology. But it's just like I really want to just be super fucking relaxed with my creative stuff. But that's why this keeps coming up, and I'm sorry.
Yeah, because you guys have worked together, and I mean, you guys are pretty. You haven't just you kind of like went beyond the we worked together, and you were like buds. You're buds now, right?
Yeah,
you're like
that's my dog.
Comic pals. Yeah.
I'd take a bullet for this man. A bullet. Yeah.
I would put a bullet in Matt for Matt.
Yeah.
I would kill your own worst enemy. Speaking of, his ears are burning because he's still backstage. We got one more amazing person to bring out. Finally, last but never least, he's co-owner of Away Blue World and responsible for getting all of these amazing creators together and launching a wildly pertinent Kickstarter campaign during a wildly pertinent time in American history. The campaign was an uphill battle, but they made it through, and it's time to celebrate with Mr. Tyler Chintana, baby!
Yeah.
Everybody everybody on this panel worked so hard to get that book out and to rally the troops and get everybody going. And I'm so happy. I'm so happy for everybody. I'm so, I just, you know, the vibes were good. The community was shocked, and everybody was like, whoa.
I just surprised them.
Yeah.
You didn't believe in us, and then we just showed up.
What was it? How did you do that?
This campaign guy, wasn't all that surprised. Yeah, it was close. I was a little worried at the end there, but I mean, those things can happen.
Yeah. Well, you had a real strong start. Like you had like a surge of thousands of dollars, right? And it does like normal Kickstarter does. It, like you said, it ebbs and flows, and it has a big lull period. But you know what I'm curious about is, you know, a lot of people would give up, and I don't say that as an insult, but a lot of people would pull the plug on the campaign before it ended, right? And be like, we're going to relaunch it.
Yeah.
And I so respected like riding the wave, pushing to the community. What was your guys' strategy like at that final week? Like what were you thinking and talking with each other about?
Well, one, I didn't want anybody to be stressed out. I didn't want anybody to be down. If we were going to do this, I wanted to ride like a positive wave, not please help us, begging for us, that kind of thing. We did put together a plan. If I needed to cancel it, I would have. And thankfully, Kickstarter lets you cancel all the way up to the last minute, and just would have relaunched in September. Because I think one of the issues was the book wasn't very complete yet. It's hard to know when exactly to launch it. And I'm not going to like fully blame that on it, but I think it would have like helped if we came back and been like, now we're practically done, and have a lot more to show. And so I was totally cool with it. If that's what we have to do, that's what we have to do. But I didn't want to give up. So last week I was like, there is a plan, so don't worry about it. I didn't want the creators to worry that like, because I never even brought up the possibility before. I was just like, we're doing this anthology and we're going to Kickstart it, kind of like thing. So I let everyone know like, hey, this is the plan. If this isn't fun, we'll just do it again. But I'm not, saying die yet. Let's have fun this week. Everybody just do what they want to do, share as much as they want to share. I've scheduled these podcasts. Who wants to come on? Let's just make, a good week of it. Because, I mean, even the anthology itself, it's about a serious topic. But, like, if this isn't, like, a positive thing in people's life, if people don't want this, then, like, what's the point? So, Kickstarters do that. They will definitely drag in the middle. And so if you're not at a good spot, you can kind of have to, like, be in it for a while. But once you show that you get close, I think people can get excited about it, and the gravitational pull will get you there, and that's what happened.
Oh yeah, write that down. Gravitational pull. I thought we were going to talk about mailing lists, but we're going to talk science. All right. Do a lot of you? I know a handful of the creators do have mailing lists because I'm subscribed to them, right? But what was that one of the things that in the final week, in the last few days, maybe even. I mean, the mailing list in the final hours isn't super great, right? But like, like a day or two notice, or like, as the last week rolls in, were you able to kind of rally? I mean, there's a lot of mailing lists, a lot of potential opens in the group of people you had there, right?
I didn't bring that up. I like to look at it like this is my campaign, and everybody else knows what they are willing to contribute. So I never tell people you have to tell if they had other Kickstarter campaigns. I didn't want to be like, you have to tell your backers this, or you have to put this in your newsletter. I mean, everybody, if they have a newsletter and they have a campaign, they know that's a possibility. Yeah. So no, I didn't actually. I just sent an email and said, do whatever. We're pushing till the end. Join us in any way that you want to. We have a mailing list, so I figure if, I got people on that. So we sent that out when we launched in the last week.
Matt's running the hot dog count.
I'm running the tally. You said 40 hot dogs. I'm counting.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, let me know when you're ready. I got mine. It's been sitting here, and I'm hungry. So
makes me want a hot dog real bad.
So it's like that's the ones. I have that and applause on my soundboard. Those are the only two sound effects I have. Well, no, that's so I like that. I like that because I would not. I would have been yelling at everybody. I would have. I would have been like,
Probably the smart
"I'll
thing to
write
do.
it for
Yeah.
you if you need me to, but we're sending emails now."
Yeah, maybe on the next one I'll be more like not so much so forceful, but like here's some templates or suggestions or things like that. Yeah.
Well, shit. We're going to talk longer.
You want me to keep
I
talking?
do want to say, like, about the mailing list, right? I think that the mailing list was part of the reason we had such a good pre-launch and a good building of that first 48 hours that we had. Because the Wave Blue World does have, a lot of shops. I'm on the press list for it too. So it's got a good, healthy mailing list. I was pretty sure that was why we had such a good start. And I'm a big believer in the pre-launch. I'm a big believer in building that up as much as you can. First 48, the only thing as important as the last 48. So
Yeah.
I felt like it was a nice organic push from that.
Oh yeah, I like that you said that because I'm it was quite a while ago. You launched a really good newsletter about the about your beliefs on pre-launch, and you talked about like scheduling out like cover releases, like things you like. This is like a month before the campaign. It's like a month of content leading up to the campaign, trying to get. I stole that. I preached that to clients. I preached that to my blog. I preached that. So like, every Kickstarter I work on, I'm like, no, like the pre-launch, like we have to get the pre-launch up ASAP. And it really seems to be that and giving away your first issue are like my two big things right now. Until like, especially if you've only got 2 issues, maybe don't give away the first one, right? But if you've got a trade out already, or you're in your 12th issue or something, that's my big deal. Focus on like really don't slack on pre-launch and really consider like putting a link to the issue 1 for free on the pre-launch. I charge people money for that. I just gave that to everybody for free. So like, but you put that into like before I ever was working with clients. You put that into me like through your newsletter is the power of that. And it's funny, man. So many people still don't know. The other day I talked to a small publisher who was like, "Hey Blake, if we hired you, what would you do to this campaign we're getting ready to launch?" And I was like, "Well, first of all, your pre-launch page has nothing on it." I was like, "You could like a little solicit, a cover, some art, something." And they were like, "What? You can put stuff on the pre-launch?" I was like, "Yeah, man." I was like, "You could treat it like a campaign page. Like put stuff on there, send out another email blast saying, 'Hey, take another look, check out some of the art. You'll get more signups.'" And they did. And they didn't hire me after that. So that was nice. Anyway, we're not here to talk about that.
Yeah, next time you gotta send an invoice. You gotta be like,
I gotta start charging people for. First of all, that's crazy because I was about to say this jokingly that I gotta start charging people for phone calls. But the other day, someone told me that I needed to start doing that, and I was like, that's wild because that's just not. I never thought I would be that kind of person. By the way, we got. People in the chat, I want to, before we keep moving through the conversation, Ken is saying hey to us in the EXP, because by the way, we are live streaming on both my channels and the EXP network right now, which is awesome. I love them. And we're streaming on Twitch and Instagram, and we're streaming all over the place. We're you can't not find us, so you might as well watch us. Lyle, what's up? Thank you so much for tuning in. Oh, it's David Hazan popping in the chat saying if it ain't some of the most handsome people and talented people, but you're right, David. Handsome does come first. I agree. And Mr. J. Michael Miller, who's a host, or not a host on the show. I'm the host on the show. He was a guest on the show the other day. I'm just all flustered. I'm getting my people confused. But yeah, thank you everybody for tuning in. I really appreciate you. What do you all think of, because you've all been involved in crowdfunding, within different ways, right? And elements, and I don't know, you've all been involved in crowdfunding and yep. Okay. I'm just going to, fuck. I'm having a stroke. I just had a stroke, I think. Let's take it in. Let's take it in and try this again. After being involved with crowdfunding over the years, there's a lot of ideas now. The faster campaigns, right? The 30-day campaign has now pretty much become a 3-week campaign. That's basically the new normal now. And so there's a sense of like we want to make the campaigns shorter and faster, but there is this pre-launch period, right? That can be 30 days. It can be 60 days. Like you can have your pre-launch page active for a long time and accumulate followers. What do you all think of that, of still taking the time to kind of plant the seed right before the campaign launches, and juxtaposing that with like the campaigns are like faster, 3 weeks, 2 weeks, 18 days. It's like, what are we doing? Thoughts on any of that?
So I'm gonna let Matt or Jordan speak because I've already spoken enough. But like just really quick, I didn't know that like the 3 week thing was like the new standard for Kickstarter because like I said, I've been outside of it for the most part. And so whenever the campaign launched, I guess I never even registered the days, like because I have access to the page and everything. So it launched. And I remember it was like 24 days, I think, right, Tyler?
Mm-hmm. I just wanted to end it on 4th of July.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I looked at Amanda and I was like, oh, we have like 24 days to do 25,000. My wife is named Amanda, for everybody who doesn't know. And I was like, I think Tyler's trying to fucking kill me is exactly what I just said. All right. And now I'll shut up.
Matt, what was, I mean, you've been doing stuff like on your own, kind of on your own website and not doing crowdfunding, but if, I also know the other day you were encouraged to do when you busted out like the pizza box comics and stuff. Everybody was like freaking, dude, Jared, you should have seen it. Like everybody was freaking out over Matt's comics. He should pay me for exposure. It was amazing.
People should be freaking out about Matt's comics all the time.
Absolutely should. But it was like, they were like, what? It's in this pizza box and what? And he was like showing it off. That Kickstarting or crowdfunding, whatever way you went, would alleviate some of the like production cost, like when you're doing fancier slip cases, custom boxes, things like that. It would alleviate some of the costs. Is there still like, are you ever? I mean, do you still think about maybe doing anything like that, or are you just not really?
Maybe. Crowdfunding stuff is difficult, as everybody here knows. My philosophy behind it is I think like you guys were just talking about is what's the standard and all this, and I think it's really hard to tell what is gonna like hit and what's not, and actually I don't think it really even necessarily matters what the product is. It's like a weird thing of timing with like it's just like certain things will just hit. Like I remember there was a guy, the fucking am I allowed to swear? I am, right? Sorry.
Sure.
The fucking potato salad guy, you remember that dude?
No. Oh yes I did.
Like his whole life got made by a drunken Kickstarter launch at like 3 a.m, right? Like it's hard to know. It's just it's hard to know what the perfect set of circumstances are that's going to bring something to like $2 million and what's not, and so much work goes. It's like, so like you were saying, the first 48 and the last 48 are the only ones that matter, right? But it's those other like 700 hours that are in the middle that are just brutal, and it kills your confidence, it kills your soul, it kills your time, it's incredibly tiring. And I almost feel like if anything needs to be revolutionized in Kickstarter, it's like what to do with that middle time, like something has to happen there where it becomes something other than just trying to get people to back it. Like, I don't know, maybe you can make it a video game or something. I don't know, something like this is on you. You have to do
like a quick time event.
I'll just learn.
You got to hit the buttons in the right
sequence.
Yeah,
like a quick time event. Yeah, there you go. I like that.
So Laguna right now for the X jackets, they have all these. The comic school has all these interns, which is crazy because when I need help, I can be like, hey, are any interns? Like I'm remote, but I can like send a message in Discord and be like, hey, I can like control a little group of intern minions and be like, oh, I'll do things. It's pretty awesome. And they're all excited. And I was talking about this the other day. They're not using AI. Like they did like some stickers for the campaign. So they hand drew them and stuff and scanned them. Anyways, it's so like the younger generation not using AI, like really kind of gave me a boost for comics that I needed.
The younger generation is rebelling against AI.
Yeah, they're everything. Like they're getting off the that's what's they're getting off the internet. So like all our social media, our marketing, like what's
we want to say hi.
What's up?
Have fun eating.
It's a yes. Join us.
I'm the only one eating a hot dog here. Are we eating here? I was just
Like,
wondering.
we're eating one
what
hot
kind of
dog,
hot
man.
dogs are you eating, by the way? I saw stuff on it.
Smash burger hot dogs. You know,
Oh
smash.
man, I'm
Okay.
just doing air fried hot dogs and ketchup.
Oh, well, I
Yeah, I
picked
didn't
one
know
up
if there
on the
was
way home.
there was a dog embargo if we were supposed to wait.
Oh,
I,
no,
I couldn't wait. It was like right in front of me.
Yeah,
So
the dogs are always
Only got
barking,
one.
Jordan.
I would have gotten
Okay.
more if you wanted one.
Blake, there you go. Number 2. Like you promised us 40, right? It was you who promised 40.
I don't know if
I
there
have
was a
4 hot
contest.
dogs.
I don't know if it's the Mandela effect or whatever, but I remember him saying 40 hot dogs.
There was
I
a
think
big
that was
like
just-
around.
That was just the start. I think 40 was like the warm up.
Danny was the one who was like,
Oh.
"I'll eat 10." Like, oh,
Yeah.
what are we doing? Are we
I
being
think-
serious?
I think both Danny and Leeward were talking big on there, and they didn't show up.
I usually do 3 hot dogs a show because I thought about it the other day, and everybody's like, "Blake, you're gonna have a heart attack," and I was like, "Okay, sure, bud." Like, only rich, like poor people can't have heart attacks.
Yeah, they just die in the
You
gutter
just
like
have, you just
Edgar
have
Allan
heartburn
Poe.
and die one day. Like,
Poor people have a heart attack.
Fuck.
But they were like, "Oh my god, look, you can't like the stuff you eat, the pictures you post. I can't believe you're not dead." And I was like, "Thanks, friend." Anyway, Threads is great. If you guys aren't on there, you should get on there. But I added it up there. I was like, man, if I eat 3 hot dogs a week, that's like 100. That's like 160 hot dogs a year. That's if I don't eat hot dogs any other day of the week. And I'll spoiler alert, gentlemen. I eat hot dogs a couple times a week.
Damn.
So like if I had a hot dog counter, it would be embarrassing. Anyway, so yeah, last week I said I would eat 4. I thought about making 5. I was like, maybe we'll do 5, but no, I only came with 4. I'm sorry to let everybody chat. I'm sorry to let you down. What Punk Rock Chris says 4 and he's halfway. Yeah, I'm trying, man. I'm trying.
Wow. 8 hot dogs in a sitting would be pretty bad stuff too. I feel like that would have stomach repercussions. You know what I mean? Like,
You know, but hold on, because your boy Joey Chestnut,
Yeah, Joey Chestnut. What's he up
he'd be
to?
crushing them.
What's he
Eating,
up
I
to?
think he ate like almost 60
Wow.
at the last one. But he's
Are you
eaten,
really
like 70
enjoying them
before.
though? Like they're like when you
He-
guys start
no.
like pouring water in your mouth to
He's
dissolve
at
the
83
bread.
hot dogs in 10 minutes.
Joey Chestnut doesn't eat hot dogs to enjoy them. He eats it for America. Okay.
Yeah,
Damn
that's his
it.
job. It's his patriotic duty.
He
Yeah.
eats hot dogs because he enjoys America.
Yeah.
What's up?
Damn.
Andy V's in the house saying he once had a cereal ranking segment of a podcast he hosted and realized that eating too much cereal was yeah, that's why I don't put
I don't know if I
sugar on the
believe
hot
that.
dogs, Andy.
I think you could eat cereal a lot.
By the way, if anybody who likes to, if you're a video game person, Andy is like, like the late 30s, 40s crowd that we're still gamers, but we also fall asleep on the couch early sometimes, and you don't always have tons of time to play. Anyways, I really like his podcast because he talks about being an older person gaming, not like a 18-year-old on Twitch who's like, I've been playing for 36 hours. Rah! It's like. We can't all do that. I say as I'm like trying to stream on Twitch, whatever. We're not.
I'm like, I can't do that, dog. I got to pay my fucking bills. Like, if I would have told my wife I'm going to stream for 36 hours, she'd be like, you better find somewhere else to fucking live.
That's what happened. Like I had a couple of campaigns get delayed because of like art and some other Kickstarter stuff, and because like Kickstarter loves to put campaigns in timeout right now, even whatever. But like they were like, this zombie versus vampire book, there's blood in the art. I was like, yeah, it's zombies and vampires, and it's very animated and it's not realistic at all. It's kind of gnarly art. And anyway, they did not like it. We're working on that right now. Anyway, I started streaming and I got everything set up, and I've been doing like late night test streams to make sure things are working, and I don't really announce them. And they like people have been kind of watching them, and I got everything working. And then this week, like with the Laguna X campaign, like I've had to make so many I made 40 backer kit ads the other day. And,
Wow.
like, shoot me, it sucked. it was like, and they wanted like four different resolutions and all this stuff. Anyway, so like I've been just like hounding like stuff for this campaign, and I realized like, man, I haven't streamed in a week. I mean, I've done the show. I do the show every week, but I hadn't. So anyways, you just get busy, and like you said, like you go where the like there are things that pay you, and playing video games does not pay me anything. It costs me money, is what it does. Unfortunately, it's like, so, like it keeps costing me money to do that. But yeah, anyway. I know you all came here to talk hot dogs and video games. Which,
yeah.
Jordan, what kind of hot dog are you eating over there, sir?
It's Nathan's, as God intended.
As God intended. Wait, Jordan, please tell me that's a water.
Yes.
Okay.
What did you think?
as I guess the former alcoholic in the room, I was like, bro, please don't tell me that's like a straight bottle of liquor. Like
swigging vodka, yeah.
I was like, I'm gonna call this motherfucker after this and be like, you gotta stop.
He's like, no, it's flavored though. It's got the flavor on it.
There's got to be a vitamin in there somewhere.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, I'm glad I quit drinking before this Kickstarter campaign because, especially at the end too.
Did you quitting for good, or just taking a break, or?
Yeah, I mean, for good in the sense that I'm not saying I would never ever like drink, but I've just sort of removed it from what I do, and it's just easier then because I don't have to worry about what the rule is, because I tried like the moderation thing, and yeah, it's more complicated. It's easier just to be like, I don't, but it's not like I don't know. Someday I might have a glass of wine or something, or we'll see. I don't know, whatever.
Well, that's cool, man. Congratulations.
And like the Kickstarter and the 4th of July was exactly like, yeah, I'm glad I just said no, because I'd probably be pouring myself a few drinks after that.
Yeah.
Do you think
that's
that
cool.
Joey Chestnut wrestles with eating hot dogs like alcoholics wrestle with drinking alcohol?
I don't. I have to imagine he can't eat them at any other time. You know what I mean? Like it feels like. I think Danny was like, you only have so many dogs in you.
Yeah.
So you can't waste those dogs.
One day,
not competition time. Yeah, you know what I mean. Like on stage, you can't.
Each dog takes it to the great cosmic hot dog number.
It's just ticking down.
Does he do it? Like, is it a competition?
He does it. It's an annual 4th of July competition. I have to imagine either the man has just done so well for himself that he just like, comes out of his cave once a year to like down 80 hot dogs and then hibernates until
that's the American dream.
Or he's doing other things. Maybe he's a trainer now. Maybe he's training the next generation of hot dog.
That'd be a crazy class, man. You go there just to eat hot dogs hella fast, like and they train.
He's
Jared,
like Rocky.
Sarah went to high school with Joey Chestnut.
Yeah, Matt's famous, kind of.
Not me. I mean, Sarah, my wife.
But you're like your husband and wife. You share that fame now.
Share that fame. Yeah, you guys both went to high school with Joey Chestnut.
I'm two. What is that? 2 things away from Joey Chestnut.
Yeah, 6 degrees.
She's also a great designer at home.
Joey Chestnut.
Like, you're just the same.
Oh yeah.
I could. We went to. The one time I've seen a competition eater eat one time. My buddy and I went to this all-you-can-eat sushi place, and it was like it was like a special event. And this like local like dude from Kansas, and he was like ripped, right? He did not look like a dude who like ate a lot, but it's like, so they brought out like they had like a like if you ate the sushi in like 30 minutes, there were like 2 trays of it, and it was like there was a lot of like you only paid a certain amount, and like you didn't have to pay like a ton of money, so it was like a lot of rice. There was so much rice in each roll, but he would like take like 3 of like the sushi pieces and like put it like stack them and push them together and just be like. And then he would like get his mouth full like a chipmunk, and he would start like sipping like water into it, and it would like the water would like help turn the food into mush. So it was like and so like the water mushifies the food, so you don't have to like chew it as much, so your jaw doesn't get as tight. It's insane. And so like I was like, just we weren't trying to win the competition. We just went for like cheap sushi, you know. So we're just kind of like eating, and this dude's just like, and it was the craziest thing I've ever seen.
That's the difference between amateurs and professionals, dog. You know,
gotta commit.
Yeah, it's so weird that's like, it's kind of, you know, as a we talked about like privilege and stuff when everybody was here, you know, last time, and especially in regards of like, you know, telling the story with the news right now, and you know with like the people getting in trouble for doing zines and shit, right? But like there's a certain kind of like a really intense privilege of like there's a large percentage of the world is like doesn't even have access to hot dogs, right? And then there's this like small percentage of people that like eat hot dogs for sport. Like, you know, it's like it's kind of like poetically dark. It's just weird, and it's, you know, it's even now like we've seen, and I'm sure there's stories about it in your anthology about like governmental programs that have been taken away that help people eat, that, you know, that provide people with like didn't WIC get gutted like not long ago? I may be wrong about that. I apologize, but anyway, like
I mean, it was on hold during the previous shutdown.
That's right,
because it wasn't getting funded. So
yeah. So it's crazy that like I was thinking about that the other day, because I get sent any hot dog related anything people send me on Instagram, right? I get like all the hot dog competition happened on the 4th of July, like everybody sent me like videos of him like slurping down dogs, and I'm just like, I'm watching this table of people eat, and there's like hundreds of hot dogs like vanishing in an instant, and I'm like, man, people are starving. I'm like, this is crazy. And I'm I laugh when I'm nervous. Sometimes I'm not a terrible person, but it's just right. It's weird. It's weird that's like still a thing. I don't know.
What a great time to segue into my favorite topic: consumer countries and production countries. So this goes back to the 19th century. I'm just joking, but I could talk about that all day. I won't, but I could. 19th century German political philosophy. Let's go.
Yeah.
I'm not like unintelligent, but I'm not as well read as I used to be, and I don't like. I don't read a lot more, and I don't like the news. I keep trying to. I try to stay current, and it's just like, it makes me sad, you know. And here's a good. Let's actually talk about this book. How do you you're dealing with this Kickstarter, right? You're dealing with a country that is acting like it doesn't like a lot of the creators involved in this Kickstarter, okay? And you're trying to tell these stories, you're trying to fund this thing, you're trying to make a difference in indie comics, because it's a big community deal, and it's got a big message behind it. You got people online talking against you, reminding you that we don't want, you know, politics in our comics. You know, you got people in the news getting arrested for making political comics. It's a stressful time, and you're in it, right? You're living in it. You're having to go to work in it. You're having to raise families in it. You're also doing this Kickstarter in it. All right. So like, how do you stay excited about these projects, stay passionate about these projects, and not like go over the edge, not go too far into the dark side, not go too far into the hopelessness of it all. Right? They killed another person in the street. What are we gonna, you know, how'd you kind of how'd you keep your excitement going and separate from the doom and gloom?
So the first thing, right, is that hopelessness is a tactic. The idea that you are helpless and that you can't do anything and there's nothing to be done, and fighting against that idea was like the original thesis of this book, right? Mm-hmm. Like we wanted to tell people stories that would motivate them to get them into their neighborhoods, to get them to do something political, to resist or rebel, whatever that means to them. Because, and like, again, right, like I grew up on the border, and I keep going back to this when we talk about this because it was such a central. It's such a central part of who I am. But like I'm used to the government hating you. You know, I hated the fucking Border Patrol for like a decade and a half before anybody else decided they sucked too, right? Like we got shaken down from them all the time. I got told terrible things from Mexicans that had joined the Border Patrol. So there's like this sort of feeling that like you if you give into it, you won't get anything done, and that's what they want you to do. So getting this book done, getting it done in a way that would put stories that are both like inspiring and reaffirming and uplifting while still being serious and down to earth, but also we wanted to give people resources so that they could be effective in their own communities, because you can do something. You can do something right now. You can do something today, tomorrow. You have opportunities all the time. Sometimes it's as simple as, and like, again, that's one of my favorite parts of the book is like, sometimes it's as simple as just reaching out to your neighbors and spending time and understanding your community. And sometimes it's as, extreme as sabotaging a plane, not that I am legally suggesting anybody do that. Really quickly. Somebody
take copper from your local data center. They love that.
Somebody has paid a lawyer a couple of times. So I just think it's one of those things where that was the sort of the central thesis of the book, is getting people to not fall into that and to instead see that there is something they can do.
Nice.
Yeah.
Gordon, what about you?
I guess, what was your question going to be?
Well, I was because you have your career is a little different than some of the other guys, like, because you're working with youths, right? And there's like a positivity there and a hope, also, but I heard some of my friends and my sister's friends, right, is just like, not everybody's having kids anymore, right? Like, and all of us were raised Catholic, so like they used to pump out kids. Like people, it was just you got married and had kids. Like that was the thing. And there's a lot of deals of just like I don't really want to be a parent right now. Like I don't know if I want to be a parent at all, but like in this right now, I don't know if I want to bring like kid. There's like a notion of this popping up, and there's a whole like they're talking about like, there's less kids are being born in America, right? Anyway, but like as someone who works with the youth. And also like having to, because you can't go to work and like tell the kids that we're all doomed, right? Like you have to keep yourself separate and you have to be like a light for them and like remind them that like, the library's still an awesome place. And even if you hear that books are scary on the news, you shouldn't believe them. Like how did you deal with like everything you had going on with work and life and the Kickstarter?
Yeah, I think it's interesting just in a lot of the things that you just said. I mean, one, not to get on too much of a strange tangent, but it's interesting in terms of like people not wanting to have kids, and then you have people like Elon Musk who's like, we need to repopulate the planet with specific children that I say we need to have so that we can make a master race or whatever he thinks is going to happen. And then Peter Thiel is like, but also don't birth the Antichrist, so like you a lot of weird billionaire thoughts on birth rates and things of that nature. But I think people are definitely feeling just the general strain. I mean, it's not even just like the doom and gloom of things, but also just like the practical elements of like, if you're saying that I can't get an abortion, if you're saying that you're not going to provide, like assistance in healthcare for my children, if you're not going to provide proper schooling for my children, and all of these things that, you would think a civilized country, would be able to figure out. There's a lot of talk about how we're going to serve children or like the proper family unit. Right. And then you turn around and there's nothing for the kids, right? Like you're not providing any assistance for the children. So it's kind of this backwards situation where like, have children, but like but just have them. Like once they're here, like, you know, that's not really our problem anymore. But like, but do continue to have them at a high rate. And I think, you know, for the kids, right? Like, I mean, it is difficult to say it because, you know, you don't want to put that kind of burden on them, but like kids are resilient, you know, like kids do figure it out and make their way through. You know, as adults, like we have to be there to be able to help them and assist them and kind of guide them through. But like, I mean, they're once they're here, they're going to be here, you know, and I think, you know, they like you said, in terms of even just figuring their own things out, you know, like creating their own communities, creating their own cultures, creating their own way of being. Like all the time when you hear people go on to you know, major news outlets and try to explain like 4chan and other things to people, and they're like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Like what the kids are doing what on the internet. But that's the thing. I mean, when they don't have places to go, right, they do go to these alt-right spaces, these manosphere spaces, these other spaces, because a lot of, you know, what could be given to them is being cut off, whether that be, you know, funding for the arts, whether that be you know, funding for just general career development, whether that be just general opportunities, right? Whether, you know, they're trying to get into colleges, but you're taking away Pell Grants and you're taking away, you know, like all these other things that are giving them access to just the general stuff that they need, right? So I mean, I think for me, what's important about this book in particular is just a lot of what Jared was saying in terms of like the way that people are often tricked into thinking that politics is something beyond them. They're not smart enough to get engaged in it. They don't know all the things, you know, all the senators and, you know, people in their local community. And it's like, you know, you can know those things, and it's great to be informed. But you can also know that, like, you know, my neighbor down the street, she doesn't drive and she has, you know, she's immunocompromised. She needs food. How can I help her, you know, fix that? You know, I see a lot of kids, you know, playing in this like empty lot over here. There's not really anything. Can we turn that into something, you know, to give them a place to go and play? You know, just stuff like that isn't, people may not view it as political, but it definitely is in terms of how we come together as a community. And you know, it's not all marches and, you know, organizing in that way. It could just be allowing people having spaces, whether it be a library, whether it be you know, a restaurant, whether it be, you know, like a comic book shop, you know, just like you can come here, you can be safe, you can have, you know, your space to exist, and, you know, not have to worry about any of the crazy stuff that's going on. So like this book, I think hopefully will give people the tools that they need, you know, in terms of being able to look at stuff that way, but also, you know, inspire them to take even, you know, just a really small step, you know, locally in their community to, hey, I'm free on Sundays. I'll go down to the soup kitchen and volunteer. Or, hey, I've got a lot of clothes that I don't need. You know, I know that they need stuff down at the shelter. I can take this down there today. Yeah. You know, just those small things can make a big difference.
That is true. You forget how helping the community can really change the bigger picture. I've seen political pages, and like that was kind of like a narrative for a while, right? Like it starts at home. It starts with community. Like if we want things to change, and I agree, and I love that we're bringing in, because that's all Kickstarter is it's all community, right? Without community, it doesn't work. Like it's the crowd's in the name, right? It's crowdfunding. People come together and make this thing happen. Matt, you came at it from like a different angle because you work with Jonathan, and you kind of were, Jonathan's a vet, right? And so you were kind of that's kind of where your story came from, right? Was that perspective? That's kind of what you were talking about last time.
Yeah.
You're not an Army veteran, right? And so no. Like what was that like working? Because was there like not pressure from Jonathan, right? But like a pressure to get it right. Like it was like more weight on your artistry, the shoulders in a sense.
His editor was really on his ass the whole time.
Was
calling
it
me
you?
at 3 a.m. You know, it was crazy, dude. Sending me, you know, dead things in the mail and stuff. I don't know. It was weird.
Hmm.
No, there's been no, it hasn't been anything bad pressure wise. But like, you know, to jump on what Jordan was saying, one of the things that, because I'm not a vet. My dad is though, and he was in the Air Force during like Vietnam and all that. And but he's like a Democrat, and um, you know, I talk to him all the time. He's like one of my best friends, and he's part of the American Legion, which is like, you know, old army people doing stuff, you know. And during all this, you know, like hopelessness that we're all pretty much seeing on a huge level, like I was asking him, like, you know, what does the American Legion think about this stuff? Like, they're all old military people. Are they, you know, they pro Trump? Are you having trouble with that kind of stuff? And he talks about how they don't allow any politics in it. But what he's doing is he's trying not to see the big picture and trying to look at the little picture, just like Jordan's kind of talking about, right?
Mm-hmm.
Going out and helping people who need help, you know, donating stuff, going to like Safeways and like getting all the stuff that they throw out at night, which is kind of crazy if you guys don't know about that. But like Safeway has to get rid of everything, right? And they're not allowed to like sell it. So they just like, there's tons of food that just gets thrown away every single day. And so they go there and they collect it, and they go and help like needy families and stuff, you know, and how doing that on a smaller level is going to get us out of that, because if everybody's doing that and helping out people who need the help to get through all these programs being destroyed and all the racism and everything that's going on, that's how we're going to do it, you know, until we outlive it. And I thought that's really interesting because, you know, one of the biggest issues that I've had is like, obviously the reason that, like, one of the main reasons Trump is able to do the stuff he does, right, is because he's got the military helping him out. Like they back his plays, you know, like they're doing what they say, you know, and if they don't, they get fired. And so the thing that I really liked about Jonathan's story is it's about, you know, a group of military people who decide they're not going to do that. You know, they're going to join the other side, the, you know, the protesters, our side, you know, in civil disobedience. And I think that that's a really important thing, because who knows, maybe there will be a military person who, you know, is kind of on the fence about things, but doesn't know what to do. And they read this story and they're like, you know what, you know, like I'm going to do this. And that gets 2 or 3 people to do it. And, you know, all of a sudden, you know, in that town, in that area that they're stationed, you know, there's a presence of military people who have decided that they're not going to, you know, do what is being forced upon them, you know? And just like kind of like what Jordan's talking about is, I think we're going to win this thing on a small level, you know, like helping your communities, you know, and doing it that way. And I think, you know, and since my dad told me that stuff, like I've been doing that here in my town, right? Because my town is actually like becoming like the data center capital of the country. And so we've been, for, you know, for various reasons, but so we've been going down to the city hall and you know, and joining all the people there that are basically just yelling at the city council members every single week, you know, for an hour and a half. And they basically just sit there and they don't say anything. But then now they're starting to relent, you know, they're starting to push back some of the promises that they've made to these companies, and like they've given them tax breaks, and they're starting to decide not to do that stuff. And it is making a difference, you know, just this little group of people, which is, you know, 100 people out of the, you know, thousands and thousands that live in the town. But that one group, you know, is making a difference, you know. And I think that this book exemplifies that. And I think that it's, you know, I think it very much can make a difference, you know.
That's cool. Oh yeah, man, I like that. Also, didn't your dad? It was you talking to me about your dad a while back. He like wrote a book about aliens.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Do I have it right here? I think
we talked about this. Your dad sounds like a really cool dude, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, he worked at in New Mexico. It wasn't Area 51. It was an underground base in a mountain called Monzano, and it's decommissioned now. So like now he talks about it. Sorry, I'm looking around because I know I have it like right here somewhere. Anyway, and he was like an MP. So like it was mainly scientists that were like on this base. Like they go in there and do sciencey stuff. But like he would just drive his truck around with his his partner and and patrol,
Wow.
And so they would see all kinds of weird stuff. And yeah, he wrote a book. And I did the design for it. It's here somewhere. But yeah, we're editing it right now. We have like a couple of proof copies, but I'm going to be at a convention in August, and I think we'll have it ready for that. And he's going to do like a signing.
Cool.
We're going to have like a shared booth,
I a while back when you first told me about this, the offer still stands. If you guys want to do press for it, I'd love to. If you guys want to come on the show and talk UFOs and aliens, I would be.
Oh yeah, I mean,
so all about that. It would be amazing. Anyways, just selfishly for me, I'm not saying I'm gonna like make your dad rich, selling all his book, but like. That'd be so rad. Because remember when like aliens were mysterious and then the world got so crazy? Like the government was like, no, actually, like, we put the videos out on YouTube and no one gives a shit. And it's just like, what? We're like too busy doom scrolling to like watch real evidence of UFOs. By the way, Paul left a cool comment while we were talking about some of the heavier stuff. And Paul with the AA Comics and Cards says he's been... they've been political forever. Captain America had cat punching the Don. Well, and then like, I mean, yeah, what I always go, of course, like that iconic cover and just the idea of like Captain America. There's a man dressed in a flag is a visual metaphor, cannot not be political, right? It's political forever. It's propaganda, really, is what it is. It's good propaganda.
The fact that it was before the United States entered World War II is by its nature political because it was endorsing a position that was definitely being disputed at the time. So, like, not to be the history guy here, but that's literally, like taking a side in a political debate.
Mm-hmm.
Well, even like,
exactly.
Yeah, I was going to say those first Superman comics, he's beating up the landlord. Mm-hmm. Like, he's not fighting Lex Luthor or anything like that. And I think it's interesting because comics originally were mostly purchased by immigrants and people who didn't speak English because it was easy for them. It was cheap, it was cheaper than a lot of other forms of media. And it was helpful for them to learn English, because it was written in very like simple sentences that they could pick up. But it was also relatable to them because, again, a lot of this stuff is coming from places that are like not the mainstream. And so it is like, yeah, I'd also like to punch my landlord, like go Superman. Like, this is great. Like they're in those spaces as opposed to kind of the more politically correct, media of the time. Comics were always kind of subversive in that way and political in that way.
It was lowbrow. It was lowbrow medium. That's like a thing Alan Moore is always kind of complaining about whenever he's giving a very just criticism, is that like at one point comics were a working class medium. And so that, again, right, like Civil Disobedience pays tribute, I think, to that by its nature, right, is this is a book for working class people because this is a working class stories. This is a working class issue. But comics were the spinner rack, 99 cents, $1.99. You could roll it up and stuff it into your back pocket after. It wouldn't make any difference. It didn't matter. They were a lowbrow medium up until
made by working people, dude.
Yeah, were made by immigrants and working people who lived in shitty apartments, smoking cigarettes and complaining to their wives about how they hated comics.
And
it's
nothing's changed.
Medium, yeah.
No. Tyler, we've mentioned like community several times, and also like the community being built in Kickstarter and how narratives like these are important. Because it's like you're rallying to get this project together, but it's also people like rallying around a belief. Like I bet you that most of your all of them, I doubt there's like any like red hat backers, right? Or like very few. There's a good bet that there's like a more blue side like coming around this idea, rallying around the community, supporting projects like these. So you're doing that on Kickstarter. You also have a Wave Blue World, right? That has like a very character focused, like who people are. Like your stories are very intimate in that sense, right? It's like who you are, how you feel, your identity. These are all like flourished in a lot of your titles. Like more so than like bigger indie creators give their characters sometimes. I'm not trying to be like negative, but it's just that's one of the things you focus on. I feel like a view of culture and identity and like getting like different aspects of different people. And now you're doing that like in a real space as well, like in a real open space. You're trying to bring artists together. You've got how are things going like in that field? You're doing a lot of things like simultaneously. So how how I would like to know more about the studio that you're opening and is open now, but also like how are you kind of are you kind of tying are you tying things together? Are you like unifying the structures in a sense where it's all, because I see the connective tissue, right? There's these, you're focusing on creators, you're focusing on real human made art from real humans, right? And these are stories with weight and agency, and now you have like a physical space to like bring people together. Like what kind of magic are you working behind the scenes?
Maybe we're still trying to figure out the magic, bring it all together. But yeah, no, the new art store space is great because it's one of the things that we've talked about. This is having the third space, having the community space for people to come together. People are a little shocked because there's a big space and I didn't want to fill it all up with like products and stuff. So I put some tables out. I made a little bar. And people can kind of just come in and sit down and doodle. There are people that do that, or just they either have a project they're working on, or they just come in and draw. I just want people to be creative. That's what I say. They get a little shocked. Like, do you have to have like a membership? And I'm like, no, I mean, we're going to do some events and workshops, but I'm here. I'm doing my work. Like you said, I'm doing a Wave of the World. I'm putting together this anthology. Sending out the emails. I just, I actually appreciate having a workspace and a more, structured schedule and place. But no, I just open it up and I don't know the long-term plan. I'm still trying to see how the connective tissues is coming. I've been putting together a shipping center with all my different size boxes and the tape so that next time I'm on, I can just go during the show. So we're going to have shipping. We're going to have some printing resources. Actually, I bought Matt Harding's printer that you suggested on one of the shows that I saw. I was like, "Ooh, I need to get one of those." Bought one.
Welcome, brother.
Yeah, yeah.
What do you think of it?
Yeah, so far so good. I mean, I needed like a good oversized, printer. It's got just the regular size scanner, so I got to get myself an oversized scanner too. But in terms of
the one downside is the scanner size, but
yeah. But no, and I love having the cartridges instead of the cartridges, just the ink that you can pour in, ink cartridges. So far so good. But yeah, no, just trying to put together something that helps, creatives just in general, whether they're just, to be creative or to put a project together. People come in and talk to me about things all the time. It's one of those things where you learn that like, the idea is the easy part. Like people will come in, I have this idea. I'm like, okay, cool. You can go do it all if you want. But like, if you don't have anything more than an idea, I can't really help you out. Like they can't be like, I have an idea, so you're going to make a book of it now, right? I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that. But should you, do step A, B, C, D, all the way down the line, there will be some resources here. And then, yeah, I think, much like putting together an anthology and, doing the campaign and shipping it out, I think that people can use the space if they want to, maybe come together, whether they're just bringing like groups together to work on a project, or once the book is out, doing like an assembly line to ship books out. We'll see. Like, I'm still working, like you said, like those webs of having it all come together. I know at some point it'll all coalesce.
I mean, like, right now, you've got the pieces.
I'm just having fun being comics dude all day. That's what kids call me. Comic book dude.
Hey, there's way,
What's your dad do?
way
He's a
worse
comic
things to
book
be
dude.
called. Even especially by children.
Yeah.
Kids will say shit and don't realize that they like took years off your life with that statement, you know? Like they're just like they just call it how they see it. So yeah, if they're just like, hey, yeah, I'd take that. There's your you should start a show. So start live streaming. You know,
Yeah.
you can't don't eat hot dogs. That's my thing. Maybe you do
No.
nachos. I don't know.
I had
whatever.
mine done.
But like, yeah, I tell people this all the time. Like, if in any creative scene, because I've been watching stand-up comics do it and it works well for them. Every good stand-up comic and even the not great ones, they all have podcasts, right? And all they do is have each other on their podcasts, right? And like every now and then, like your real famous buddy it'll be your turn to have him on or her on, right? And but it works, and all they do, they're funny because they're comedians, right? And so like people are watching it to laugh, and they talk about the industry, and they promote their new shows, and they promote like their new tours and upcoming dates, and remind you where to get tickets. That's all these podcasts is like they talk about the industry and their vehicles for how to get their stuff. And I'm like, comic book people everybody needs to start doing this, right? You don't have to be a not comic book person. If you're an artist or if you're like the owner of a publisher, I'd really think about it. You have a lot more stuff to talk about than normal people, you know? But it's a way to organically talk about the industry, talk about what you're doing in the industry, talk about what you're doing to make the industry better, right? And other people get to be a part of that conversation too. And then you organically remind people, hey, by the way, you go to this website, you buy our books. Hey, you stop by our location, do X, Y, and Z here. And it really works. It's aggravating, right? Because there's editing, you gotta learn how to do shit. Maybe you have to spend a couple bucks on you don't have to go crazy on equipment, but a couple things. But I encourage, like, another thing I tell my clients is that's one of the deals. Like, what kind of content are you putting on the internet? I'm like, I don't do content. I'm 50. Well, guess what, sir? You know, like that's what we're going to talk about, because I turned 41 in 3 months, right? I'm old, like, and I'm still getting weird on the internet, like, you know, and it's because we kind of got to. Like, even with the kids getting off the internet, we need to be on the internet still, but it's a way to like be on the internet, but not necessarily be on social media, right? If you have your own show and you have your own mailing list, you are communicating with your own audience, and you don't necessarily have to be like on threads, doom scrolling, dealing with troll. That's what aggravates people usually is the comments and the nastiness, or you really like this book and someone said something about it, and it pisses us off, like it does, especially when they're wrong. You know? But yeah, that's something I really encourage. And you have a strong opportunity there because you have like a cool physical space. Like you could get like 2 cool chairs and like set up and like do like a real like a fancy famous person podcast where they like sit next to each other and the camera moves around and shit, you know, like you have that's something I would think about. Not that you have enough shit to do, you know, just do some
right. Yeah. I mean, I could tune in for it or maybe like host it. I need somebody to like run it or whatever, you know, do the behind the scenes thing. I don't think I could possibly take that on. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Maybe I'll talk to like Kyle and Jen over at the Experience.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you need a new show? Tune in from the art store. I'm
sure. I know for a fact they would love it. Speaking of new shows on the EXP, I thought that was who this Paul was, but I wasn't sure.
Oh yeah. Paul
from Aggressive Positive, or wait, Aggressive Positivity. Yeah, that's Tuesday nights, 9 Eastern, 10 Central.
Oh yeah, super thanks out to Paul and Tommy for having me on during that last week. That was a great show. Highly recommend it. It was a lot of fun to be on. So thanks, Paul. Thanks, Tommy.
They're good dudes. When I got to go to Comics Pro, I got to like hang out. Like we got to meet in California, and I don't drink. I haven't drank in a couple years now, and everybody knew that they were cool, right? And now I was doing something else in California, and I was having a good ass time doing it. But like it was everybody kept being like, Tommy kept being like, Blake, come on, man, I got Diet Dew. I was like, all right. So that was like everybody. So everybody offered me Diet Dews instead of beer. That was cool. But yeah, it was great dudes, like super fun to hang out with. The retailer community is so cool. Oh, they wanted me to ask you that because you didn't you end up doing a retailer tier for the did anyone take you up on it or?
Oh, I know Jen got like the 10 copies.
Nice.
Jen King. I'll have to look. I know Tommy backed the project. I'll have to look. Yeah, we sold a few of those. It was,
Cool.
you know, yeah.
I think we did like I want to say 8.
Did we? Yeah.
Nice.
Well, the last, yeah, you know, I mean, I'm almost in a haze. I lost track. I was like watching what rewards went until we get to the end.
You didn't have all your Kickstarter metrics out in front of you, ready for the show. You didn't think I was going to ask serious questions. That was just going to be hot dog challenge.
Yeah, exactly. I heard my hot dog.
You thought
Right.
it was just
We were
going to
gonna
be
talk
hot dogs
numbers.
and no graphs. You know?
Yeah.
No, that's I dig that because so my
Oh
my
yeah,
old job.
yeah, 8. Oh no, that's a book plate. No, wait. Yeah, I don't know. 5 and 4. Yeah, so 9 total.
Nice.
Wow,
5
yeah.
people got the 10 books and 4 people got the 5 books. That's a good amount.
For a retailer amount, that is a solid amount. At my old job, because I used to do the Prana, the podcast and live stream there, and we would talk about Kickstarter every now and then, and some of the retailers would mention like they would like a couple of the retailers was like they were like I understand, but sometimes it's a bummer when you're a retailer, you hear about this cool comic on Kickstarter, you go there to check it out, you know, and there's no retailer tier. And the guy was like, you know, sometimes I'm like, okay, well maybe, you know, and I think it's a lot of creators are like, they don't want my book in their in a shop, and you're wrong. Because they're very now it's a hard sell on Kickstarter, but there are a handful of shops and more every month, more and more as the years go on that have indie crowdfunding sections in their shop. Like I said, they're few and far between, but they are growing. And it's just if no one backs it, no one backs it. If one person backs it, your book's in a shop somewhere, which is still pretty freaking cool. And you know, like it's just you put it. It's a thing you can put on your pledges. That it's going to take you a couple extra minutes to make a 3x2 graphic and a pledge graphic, and but the results and the relationships you may build because of that, I really encourage people to do that. Like the retailer tier is something smart. So I thought that was cool when I heard. I was talking to Kyle. What we were talking about. I sent Kyle the first thumbnail I made of this. The little toothpick flag was on fire. and then my buddy was like, that's kind of messed up, dude. And I was like, it's not a flag, it's a toothpick. Like, it's not a real flag. And they were like, that's not the same. And I was like, okay, all right. I was like, I listened. And so I showed it. I was like, Kyle, is this messed up? And he was like, yeah, can we not do that?
It would have been funny, but yeah, I get it.
So anyway, but yeah, it's I really think it's awesome, and I just I'm glad they did that, and it's the EXP. If, you know, you guys did a couple shows here. All these retailers are connected, so like I sometimes you can it may surprise you. How many they got? 5? They get 5 books with each retailer tier.
There was a 5 book tier and a 10 book tier. And we
Okay.
actually got 5 backers for the 10 and then 4 backers for the 5.
So that's 90 additional copies that are going to be out in the direct market that people can pick up that missed the campaign, that missed the late pledge, that's going to be on a shelf. You know, 90, especially in a Kickstarter campaign, 90, that's a lot of books. Right. So, I mean, you never know. Like, really, everybody out there watching this, like, really consider doing it doesn't cost you much if no one backs it. If a handful of people do, it doesn't cost you much either. And like I said, I think the rewards are pretty substantial. Like, I think they speak for themselves. But what do I know? I just work here. That's fine. I know I've kept you. We've gone over the hour, and it was again such a great time to talk to you. Conversation's been all over the place, but I do want to remind people that tonight was a celebration. We were also here to remind people that you can still, late pledges are still available, right, Tyler? How long are those running?
I'll probably do it through the end of July.
Okay. So you can still get to the campaign. It's just like back in the campaign. You go to Kickstarter, it'll basically, I think it's got a new late pledge button or whatever, but same deal. You click it back, you can still get add-ons, get all the same stuff, just like it was, but it just after the fact now. So yeah, if you missed the campaign, that link is in the show notes. I double checked that. So you can scroll down, look at the comments, check it, follow any of these amazing people. They've been talking about it, sharing links about it. So if you missed the campaign, still got a chance to get this amazing anthology and support this a really amazing indie comic and crowdfunding community that we've been talking about tonight. That's both flourishing and helpful, and the vibes are good, right? I kind of started going there again because I'm like, I try to not be doom and gloom, but it gets hard, right? And it's just, like some days just kick you in the guts, and it's and usually when they kick you in the guts, they kick you a few times. It doesn't just, it's not like one little mishap, but so I try not to get doom and gloom, but conversations like this remind me that like there's good people out there in the industry working hard, building community, telling great stories, and it's nice to be reminded that good stuff is still going on in comics. So I appreciate you guys for that. As we did the last time, I'm going to go around. I want everybody to remind us where to follow you, support you, anything you got going on. Matt, let's start with you, good sir.
You can find me at Matt Harding Art anywhere, really. My website is www.matthardingart.com. And then whatever, social media or whatnot. I wanted to show you that I did find my the book I did with my dad, or I'm working on. Manzano base, see? It's
you did the cover?
And then
Dude, I like the colors.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. These are all his notes, see? Handwritten notes. He just sent me the proof back with rubber band tape around it with all of it on little tabs.
So are you like editing this for him too? Are you going through and doing his notes and stuff?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Oh, dude, that's okay. So yeah,
that's
you guys
dope.
have to come back and do this interview.
I did like the interior illustrations and stuff, and my other brothers did a couple of things.
It's got alien illustrations inside.
Oh yeah, dude. Here's so one thing you have to know about this is he took the real story and then he like blew it out into like straight fiction,
Yeah.
And just like
okay.
But like here's like a dog alien thing that's like through the fence that I got to draw. I got to draw a lot.
Oh, that's awesome.
Stuff. Yeah.
Oh, dude, this you guys are coming back, and I want to read it too.
Yeah.
I'm just listen to me and my demands. I want this. I want that. Like Tyler showed up. I was giving Matt my address so he could send me stuff. That's how the show started.
Yeah, I'm saying
it's ending with me being like, send me more things.
yeah, but we'd be happy to come on, dude, for sure.
I'd be stoked. I love I won't go into why I love aliens so much, but I grew for a long time as a child. I was very convinced that I was not going to make it to adulthood and I was going to be abducted by aliens because I used to watch Sightings all the time and X-Files, and like right when like Fire in the Sky came out, it's like I was walking around terrified every day, guys, that I was going to get abducted by aliens. Anyway, now I'm really into it.
And then the other thing is I have that Star Fox comic. So if you see me at a convention, there we go. I had to like put my face by it. If you see me at
camera is the worst marketer for you. Anytime you try and show your stuff, it hides it. It's like the Facebook algorithm.
If you see me at a show, I'll have these on me. I'll be at San Diego, Rose City, Cape and Cow.
Nice.
And I think that's it for the next couple months. But if you see me,
San Diego's next week.
Yeah.
Are you doing that, Tyler?
I'll be there. Yeah.
Are you asking me? No.
Yeah.
I gotta make it out sometime, but not this year.
You want to hear something kind of horrifying? Is that they just put a news story out saying that diarrhea parasite just showed up in San Diego.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone sent me a meme that was like it had a dude with a freaking hot dog, and it was like, I don't know if I have the disease or not, and I was like, I did not need to be called out like this. I was like, that is a personal attack, and I'm not here for it. Anyway,
but can you imagine how bad it would be to like get the first symptoms of that while you're stuck in the middle of San Diego?
Oh my, and not have access to the bathroom you need. And...
I mean, you're gonna explode, or it's just everywhere, right?
Mm-hmm.
Between con crud and that, it's not a good time.
And con
mud.
Oh. I got all my boosters yesterday, so I got I think I'm gonna be okay, but I'm gonna be wearing latex gloves and masks and stuff. I'm not getting that parasite.
That vitamin C stuff. They make one for kids. It's like Pop Rocks. But you don't have to like mix it with water. You can just down it like right out of the. I took those to California with me, like before and after the plane, and before and after like the event days and stuff, and like
Oh yeah,
it was like that stuff works pretty good. I think.
dude.
That's cool.
I there's these little tablets you get, the little vitamin C, like they're like cough drop kind of things, but they taste really good. Dude, I'll eat an entire bag of those before going to, like, my goal is I want my white blood cells to be like all Macho Man Randy Savage's, like when I want a germ to die before it even gets close. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
It has
No
to get
scurvy
through
from
like,
that.
your
Yeah.
vitamin C AT field.
I want my immune system to be outside of my body defending me. You know?
Yeah. Someone sneezes at me and then they get hit by it.
Yeah.
Ricochets, dude.
Oh shit, that's awesome. Jordan, what about you, sir? Where's the best place to keep track of you?
You can keep track of me on the internet at JRSosa18 on all the social sites, where you can find my work. I have a podcast that I do called White People Won't Save You, where I talk about white savior films with my friend Cameron. So this week we're watching The Interpreter with Nicole Kidman, where she saves a African diplomat at the UN. We've got some other crazy movies coming up, so you can check that out wherever you get your podcasts. I have 2 stories coming out from EC Comics and their Catacombs of Torment series, so 14 and 15. Hey,
Nice.
Hey.
So final orders for 14 are this coming Monday, and then the next one will be out in September after that. So let your stores know that you want that.
Nice. Yes. Pre-order your comics. It's a big deal. And yeah, that's hell yeah, dude. That's so cool. I forgot. I need to check out your podcast because I remember I have like the memory of a stegosaurus. They have very tiny brains, and I'm assuming that because of their walnut-sized brains, they didn't have great memory. But I'm not a paleontologist, so I could very much be wrong there. I don't even know if paleontologists know about dinosaur memory. Anyway, I forgot about your podcast and still want to check it out because
it's not going anywhere.
Yeah, it's and I remember The Interpreter. It's such a good hook. It's not just I'm just a dude who eats hot dogs and talks about comics for an hour and a half. Like, damn it.
I mean, we could also eat hot dogs. You know, we can find a way. Copyright infringement.
Well, yes, but so those EC comics are incredible. Those new ones that they're putting out. So like the be a part of that, I'm sure is a tasty treat
absolutely.
In the comic book world. So yeah, pre-order those comics. Check that out. That is awesome. Jared, are you still doing your mailing list? Where do we?
No. So I am thinking about relaunching a mailing list, but it's going to be through my Ko-fi, whatever the hell you pronounce that. Because I kind of like am getting into this thing where I want people to give me money before they have to interact with me. I've had enough of like the online free, give me your opinions about stuff that I don't really give a shit about. So I think that's like where I'm heading, but I'm right now I'm on Instagram and Threads, just at Jared Lujan. I'm only on social medias again till the end of this month, and then I'm taking another break. I only got back on them so that I could promote the book, and I want like 2 months before the book is like going to come out before I have to care about internet again. But yeah, you could go to my Instagram and see. It's pretty much me. Sharing stupid videos of people getting hurt, and every now and then I post a picture of me after a workout, but that's about it. You know, I don't really do much else.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm glad that, like I said, it was it's always exciting because I know you take those breaks from social media, which I think I'm so jealous of. But you know, when we see you come back, it usually means like there's a cool project or something new on the horizon, and you know, you really came out swinging this time, right? Because it's just, I don't think any of us knew. You were like, there's this thing, and then Tyler was kind of saying there's this thing, and then it was this way bigger thing when it really got announced with all this amazing talent, big names, and now it's happening. So yeah, I'm super stoked, and for your short emergence on the internet, I very much appreciate you swinging back on the show because I'm always stoked to have a good time talking to you, man. I love you, dude. Appreciate
Always
you.
happy to come in. Love you, bud.
Hell yeah, Tyler. Last but not least, you got, like I said, you got a lot of stuff. You've got the space. You've got the late pledges. You've got the publisher. Hit us with the details. Let us know where to go.
I mean, on social media, you can either look up a Wave Blue World or Tyler Chintana. I've got a personal and a business account, which I both run, and just chat with myself and support my, post on one, jump on the other, and like it and share it. Do that. The awbw.com, as you said, the Kickstarter is still live for people who want to get in there. If you're in Brooklyn, downtown Brooklyn, we've got an art store where we have art supplies and creative space and printing and some shipping stuff. You can visit us there. This weekend, I'm going to be at the Cubicon. The Cubert School is having their own little convention on Saturday. I'll be there. They sat me between two former teachers of mine, so I can listen to them tell me how much of a pain of an ass I was in school. But yeah, no, that'll be a fun show. So I'll do that, and then Baltimore, which I think Jordan's going to be there as well in September, and just New York Comic Con. I got into Artist Alley, so I'll be there. Hopefully, we'll have the book by then. That's my plan.
Cool.
But we'll see. Well, we got to get going, but that'd be sweet if we is ready for New York.
That's exciting. Also, just cool to. A lot of people have problems getting in Artist Alley at New York. So it's always good to know that great comic book creators can still get tables there.
Yeah, no, I was excited. I was like, I have no idea. I'm like, hope they let me in again. I was like, yeah, I'm worthy. Yeah.
Matt, we did you, right? Am I losing it? Did I just space out?
No, we did, Matt.
All right, sweet. I was about to ask you again. I was like,
you can find me Matt Harding art,
That's right. That's right. And we talked about your dad's book. I was here. I was physically in the chair at the show. I didn't leave. I didn't go anywhere. I just spaced out. I'm recovering from that stroke I had earlier. It's fine. It's fine. Everybody in the chat. We got paperback. You were too late. It's fine though. Thanks for coming in and saying hi. By the way, Matt, Paul says they'd love to have you on Aggressive Positivity sometime. They're good dudes. And I mean, yeah, you could go on Hype Oni stuff because they talk about. They're retailers, so they get the books already, so they can talk about new stuff on Tuesday. It comes out Wednesday.
I'd be happy to.
Hell yeah. Look at me making dreams come true. Relationships happen. Always a good time on Blake's Buzz. Everybody in the chat who left comments, thank you so much. Like I said, there are links for all these comics to check out. Please consider late pledges for this. Please consider pre-ordering the new EC books for Jordan. Those are amazing. They're amazing anthologies. So well done. They're all a blast to read. If you don't like reading them, you're stupid. Sorry, that just slipped out. I didn't mean that.
Can I tell a little story about that real quick? Just like a 1 minute story. So when we found out that we were getting the EC license at Oni, our boss Hunter, who's like the madman behind all this, it was such an important thing to him that he brought a historian on into our team meeting, just to tell everybody the significance of what we were doing and how important it was that we do a good job with it, and everything that EC has meant to just comics in general, you know what I mean? Into kind of what we were trying to do as Oni. So yeah, it's really cool to have you coming in and adding to that voice.
Appreciate it. Yeah, no, I mean, it's a dream come true. One of those bucket list check off things. I get to work with Valentine Delandro. That's crazy. So I'm very much.
And it's not. I guess my point is it's not like they don't take it lightly who they have write stories.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a very important book to the whole publisher.
Yeah, you guys are doing really cool stuff at Oni. You were doing you were you got the ball rolling on some stuff, and then you came out with this hot, sexy new logo, and you've just been in the kitchen cooking. You just came out with this sexy logo, and it's sexy time at Oni. You guys can pull quote me that, put it on any trade you want. It's sexy time at Oni, quote unquote. Blake Morgan from Blake's Buzz. Are you
on the press list and everything with him?
I thought he said, Blake, are you depressed? No, I'm not. I think so.
Hey man, are you okay? I just want to.
You've been eating a lot more hot dogs than usual,
I
dog.
know.
You know,
I
like-
know. I think I am, Matt. I was.
Until I said that.
No, well, no, because I had a lot of press stuff on my Blake at blakesbuzz.com.
Oh, I
email.
thought you were talking about being depressed. Okay.
Oh no. I mean, yeah.
Like, I'm all right. I was.
I was really sad, and then I built a gaming PC, and then I was happy for about a week, and then I was like, "Fuck, we got to pay for this now." Now I'm back
Well,
to being sad.
if you're not, just I'll hook you up with the guy.
Cool. Yeah, I'll double check. I just got to. I'm bad about. I still get some press emails. I just hate reading comics. That's a joke. They never tell you, and I'll remind you, you don't get, no matter what job in comics you have, you don't get to read as many of them when you get that job in comics, right? I read a lot of my clients' books. I read a lot of stuff we do the Kickstarter campaigns for, and I research my guests, obviously, right? But yeah, it's crazy when you're in the industry. It's really nuts how much you don't get to read comics as much. You think you'd be absorbed by it and always in it and always getting like the new stuff and you do, right? And then you don't have time to read it. So it's kind
You
of
just don't have time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I think like I have piles that I just don't have the time, you know?
By the way, Paperback Dan says eating fewer hot dogs would be the sign that I'm depressed. So yeah, as long as we keep, I ate more tonight than I usually do. That's because I was just jazzed up to talk to all these amazing dudes.
What was
Jordan, I just saw
I was
your
going to
dupe,
ask
your dupe shirt.
we
I
can
just
talk about
noticed it.
dupe in a second. I was just going to ask what the final hot dog count was.
I had 4. How many did you count, Matt?
I had 2.
4.
So there were 7. There were 7 dogs consumed on the show.
I'm
I'll
about
take
to
it.
have some
All right.
hot dogs. I just have to cook them first.
Oh,
Not
well,
quite 40, but
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, we
Matt.
got. It was close. It was close. I'll take it.
Well,
I
oh,
would have
actually,
eaten the hot dog, but it's dormant.
we're just gonna have to have Leah and Danny on the next time, and they're gonna eat the 33 remaining.
Yeah, we'll
Yes.
have let me
Still
know
got 'em
when,
on the
let me
hook.
know when they're free, and
Yeah.
I'll do the I'll set up an outside live stream and stream at the grill. We'll do
Okay.
that.
Yeah. Like,
We'll
You
up
gotta
the
have Joey
production.
Chestnut on, dude. You gotta have Joey Chestnut on.
All right,
Sure.
all right. So talk to your wife. Reach out. Use that high school contact. We'll make this happen. We'll get Joey Chestnut on. We'll really turn the hot dog production around on this show. We'll get it popping and blowing up, and then we bring you and your dad on, and then we make you guys rich on the Alien book.
Oh,
That's
yeah, dude.
That's hot dog marketing right there. You saw it in action.
Hot dog marketing, dude. Then you write a book called Hot Dog Marketing, and then you start teaching
Yes.
classes about hot dog marketing, dude.
Hopefully one day. All right. There's no better way to end it than that. Everybody in the chat, again, thank you so much. Remember, love more, hate less, read comics. Click those links in the description. There's some amazing books to check out. Follow these guys, sign up for their mailing list, support indie comics, and be nice.